Today's AskReddit post. What has been true about every man you've dated? Oh boy, this is gonna be a good one. Let's get started. Every guy I've dated has been from the same town or close to that town. The strange thing is, I found each of them in different towns not near that one. I must have a type, and it's guys from that area. Have you considered going there, to your Mecca? I'm actually moving there soon. No joke. That they are close to friends that they haven't spoke to 10 years. This, my boyfriend will be like he's my best friend then hasn't talked to him since the 8th grade. My best friend just reached out after a few years. It's like a blinking contest until one of us non-gaily asks how the other is doing after half a decade. They made me laugh. Damn, I thought I was special. SHHHUR. They all wanted to be a hero in some way. They all wanted someone to be proud of them. Damn. You reduced us all to a sentence. A life sentence. In fact. They had quirks and special ways of showing love that made me feel cared about and seen. With every man I loved, I thought I'll never find someone who does this again. And it's been true. But hasn't stopped me from finding other loving partners. They love hard, and they want to show it. Thank you. I needed to hear this. It's nice to read something about men that isn't how awful we all are. Coins everywhere throughout the house. Like why? Where are these coming from? We acquire things in our pockets. Then we randomly remember and take these things out wherever we are. I'm not a cash/loose change guy, but I certainly do randomly leave pocket trinkets. My favorite from my last partner is various pebbles. They have great taste in women. But how do you explain that slut moniker after you broke up? I blame Laubegger. They have all been genuinely good people. We just weren't great together. I don't have a bad thing to say about any of them. And I hope they are thriving at whatever they are doing now. Love this. I also have had healthy or amicable breakups, never once been in any drama or messy situation. In that regard, I can look fondly at my relationships and see my growth. Thank goodness never been cheated on either, nor have I cheated, so I hope I never feel that type of hurt and betrayal ever. Sometimes they just want to be hugged, receive forehead kisses, and told they are pretty. Sometimes. Always. Exactly. They all loved music. They all loved very different types of music, but they all love music. No way. I love music too. What a coincidence. Name all the songs if you love music so much. The men I met all were very soft and kind-hearted actually. How do you attract those? Be kind and soft-hearted yourself. Look for affection and empathy. If they don't show you this at the beginning, don't waste your time. For example, I matched with Tinder guys and occasionally was sick or had to cancel the date for emergency situations. If the guy didn't write back something with compassion, hope you feel better, I just didn't even pursue it anymore. Seek people who make you feel seen and cared for. They all really liked me at first, then day by day, I watched them fall out of like with me. It's the saddest movie ever. And I should have left sooner, before I was made to feel like a nuisance. But then I remember, letting go is the hardest part of life, and holding on to someone who doesn't like me anymore is a form of self-harm. As someone who has been cheated on, you cannot tell when someone starts to fade away from you. The only thing I can say is you need to have someone who is very communicative with you. Sometimes this can be uncomfortable to either party, but if you can't communicate, it'll break you. Both need to realize that eventually it's you both against the world. If you can't talk now, then it won't work. They all eventually left me. I'm happy it's not just me, but I'm sad it's happened to you too. Or, that was really sweet. They were very good looking. I'm not. Despite my lacking in the looks department, I've always attracted good looking men. I make them laugh. My girlfriend is absolutely beautiful and thinks she is bad looking. Are you one of those? I think it's just a girlfriend thing. Mine always tells me I'm going to go blind whenever she catches me staring at her. But it's extremely hard not to stare at her. She's just so damn beautiful. They love being babied or pampered. Who doesn't? They had a penis. Big if true. True if big. They had no idea that there are actually little hooks on the underside of the bar for ladies to hang their purse on. Till. They all had the audacity. Audacity is stored in the balls. Testicular fortitude. I weirdly attract guys who have ADHD. I'd say about 90% of the guys I've gone on dates with have told me they have ADHD, which is totally fine with me. Just interesting. Not sure what it is about me that's attractive to people with ADHD. Maybe because I'm more of a type A person. As a person with that, I feel it is very hard to build rapport with many people that don't have some type of ADHD. Maybe because of some common social weaknesses we have that are met with less acceptance or patience. Maybe you feel like a person that appears to be rather open. Electrical engineer and Aquarius. 4 out of 4 guys. I also don't believe in horoscopes, but a weird coincidence. Also everyone was, or later became, an electrical engineer. Plot twist, you teach electrical engineering. They didn't want to marry me. If it makes you feel any better, I don't want to marry you either. They are either good at giving oral or good at intercourse. Never both. I can see we've never dated. I'm bad at both. It won't be very good, but don't worry, it won't last long. That each contributed positively to my life and made me the confident woman I am. I have been very lucky in my life. My first big love cheated on me, never got over me leaving, and got back in touch 5 years ago. We live in different countries now, and we enjoy remembering the good times, pre-cheating, and there were many, no regrets. My last great love, best friend, source of comfort and joy, and the father of my child, passed away suddenly 8 years ago. He was way too young. He taught me unconditional love, which gave me the strength to carry on for our son's sake and mine without him. Because that's the power of love. Not a day goes by. Every penis is unique. Liked me despite my vitiligo and told me I'm beautiful inside and out. Vitiligo is super attractive emo. Freckles too. I'm sure it varies person to person, but I definitely agree in general. I think it makes someone look unique and interesting, but definitely not a bad thing. Maybe not the best comparison, but it's kind of like dogs/cats with spots. Doesn't make them any better or worse, but it's something really cool and unique to them. They all had a great head of hair and were greatly lacking in basic communication practices. Damn. I started balding years ago. When do I get the communication skills? My brother, there is hope for us. Join the shaved head club. I wish I had done it sooner. I started shaving my head around 25, and even if I had a full head of hair, I'd never go back. They all had very bad previous relationships. Sometimes affected ourselves. They were all good men. I like smart guys. And they were all, except one, brilliant, hardworking, and fun. Except one. Josh catching strays. Josh, the maybe hardworking and fun guy, but he's definitely dim. That one's for sure. They all leave empty packaging on the counter. Film for a frozen dinner. Cardboard box. Empty macaroni and cheese packet. It gets cleaned up eventually. I just don't understand why they usually wait 12-24 hours before doing so. I'll just put it away after I've eaten breakfast. Shit, that's been there for 9 hours now. They all end up with beards, even if they were clean shaven when I met them. No, that's not a gay joke, but I appreciate that it could be. Most of them were seeking validation that they were wanted, then dipped once interest was expressed. I do this, and I hate it about myself. I will become obsessed with someone, and the only thing in the world that matters to me is winning them over. And then when I finally do, I immediately don't want them anymore. It makes dating so hard, because it's so ducked up, and I really don't want to do that to anyone, but I can't ever tell what feelings are genuine Am I in love already, or am I just infatuated again? They feel the same until they don't. They were all dudes. Some of them were even guys. But were some brothers? They loved blowjobs. Huh, weird. Atrocious. They all love giving you massages at the start, and then once you're officially together trying to get a back rub is like pulling teeth. They all ate an absurd amount of peanut butter. None have ever seen extremely puffy nipples like mine, and have all been turned on by them, which has been so reassuring, since I was so insecure about them growing up. There's a subreddit for puffers. I've always liked them. Only 2 girlfriends had them though, when I was much younger. They always had a habit of coming back after the breakup, usually because they treated me like poop and felt bad about it, and or they still had feelings for me after leaving. Same. I wondered why it always happened to me. I've never experienced one who never tried to get back to me after all has been said and done. I can say that as a guy. It's hard to break that tie with someone right away. You opened up to someone more than anyone in your life, and accepting that you both are done, regardless of who ended it, is a hard thing to go through. They all pick up big sticks when we go for a walk in the woods. The boyish urge to wield an imaginary sword/wizard staff. They've mostly been quite different, but some similarities. All funny. All really good at their chosen professions. All highly intelligent, all but one played an instrument. They like my big titties. Prepare for the DMs. They all had alcohol problems. Oddly specific, but every dude I've dated has a sister named Caitlin. Various spellings. They all had crazy exes who tried to get in between us. That they care about impressing their guy friends more than their girlfriends. They didn't treat me well, and I stayed in the relationship too long for the wrong reasons. They sleep hot as duck at night, genuine heater bodies. It's kinda sad if me and my girl are even remotely close to each other. When we fall asleep we will inevitably wake up a sweaty mess. It's cool though, we cuddle hella regardless. They had emotional expression difficulties. When all of them were going through difficult times, or had mixed emotions about something, it would often translate to irritability, anger, or disconnect. True for all 4 of the men I dated for long periods of time. It seems like a societal problem that men and people in general are not taught how to label their emotions and discuss them. This is the one for me. All had avoidant attachment issues too. It sucks because I'm the type to want to talk about deep emotions and feelings, but they wanted to keep things surface level and avoid conflict altogether, even if avoiding the conflict made the relationship worse in the long run. They all cheated on me multiple times. In my experience as a behind-to-causal man, ironically, despite what you would think, men typically actually seem to be much more supportive emotionally than the women I've dated. It seems like a lot of women I dated still low-key basically expect you to be the sort of rock, strong support that she can always rely on, even when you yourself are feeling poopy. Whereas, usually when I've dated men it's been much more even, with us equally caring about each other, and both wanting help from each other, but also wanting to support each other. Damn, kinda feeling this with my GF right now. Whoa, you actually watched the whole video. I'd give you a high five if I was a human. Make sure to click the like button and subscribe for more great content. See you next time.